Doris is wearing white beads, and they symbolize the loss of a child. Their son Anthony died in June of 2006. He was 1 month away from being 22 years old. Anthony attended Indiana State University and was a Marine reservist. He was very talented. He loved music and was in the process of making his own album. Anthony was suffering from major depression, and because of his illness, he did not stay with his studies and his commitments. He is loved and missed by us every day. Not a day goes by that we don't think of him and miss him and wonder what he would be doing with his life now if he were still here with us. Many days the heartbreak is overwhelming. Anthony, you are loved. Stephanie is wearing the red beads, signifying the loss of a spouse. In October 2012, Stephanie lost one of the most amazing, vivacious people she has ever met. They were married in March of 2007, had their incredible daughter, Isabella, in April 2010, and sadly were divorced in May of 2011. They remained great friends until he lost his battle with borderline personality disorder. So many people were devastated at his passing, including her. She knows that he loved their Isabella so much with everything in him, so to leave her must have been awful for him. He was just too sick. She walks in hope that no other family has to feel what they have felt, and so no other little girl has to grow up without their father. Stephanie and Isabella miss Nakai so much, it's almost like it was yesterday. Sean is wearing gold beads to signify the loss of a parent to suicide. In June 2011, Sean lost his father to suicide with no indication that he was suicidal. Life has been totally different since that day, from counseling to grief support groups, talking with family and his pastor. Life had totally turned upside down for Sean and his sister. With the recent passing of Robin Williams, it caused Sean to stop and take a look at mental illness and suicide. Here is an actor who portrayed happiness, fun, and laughter on screen, yet he wasn't happy and suffered from mental illness and addiction. Sean often wonders what exactly his father was going through that he never told him. Sean used to think of suicide as that unspoken word that no one should ever say. Now Sean has a new understanding and feels like it's his turn to make a difference in memory of his father, Michael Edward Randall. Sean recently became a field advocate for AFSP and looks forward to getting more involved with the Indiana chapter. Amanda is wearing the orange beads to signify the loss of a sibling to suicide. She lost her brother Shane Brewer in 2008. Amanda and her family have walked in the Indianapolis Walk for how many years? 4. With the team Shane's Wolfpack. Shane was an electrician. He loved to fix things and take things apart to see how they worked and put them back together again, or change them and make them his own. He was a great brother and a friend. They shared the same love of music and would go to all their favorite concerts together. It only takes a second for her mind to flash back to that night where she got the phone call. The pain is immediate and deep. She thinks of all the families that have gotten that same news that she did, that someone they love has taken their life. She and her family do this walk to raise awareness and to prevent someone else from getting that same phone call. Thanks, Amanda. Amy is wearing purple beads to represent the loss of her best friend, Travis Joe Griffin, aka Superman Joey, in October of 2007. Joey was her very best friend. He was loyal, caring, and had a heart of gold. His smile was contagious, and his love for family and friends and life was extraordinary. He was her sidekick, a true superhero to all that knew him. Amy is thankful for AFSP and the many supporting friends that she has made through this journey. Today, as we join together to walk, look up to the sky, you will see Joe and all of our loved ones shining down on us. A simple reminder that they still live in our hearts and will never be forgotten. Thank you, Amy. Aaron. Aaron is wearing the green beads to honor his own journey from a suicide attempt to loving life. There are many among us who struggle with depression and other mood disorders. Aaron attempted to take his own life on August 21st, 2005. He had hit an all-time low in his life and didn't see any possibility of it getting better. It was apparent immediately that it wasn't his time, and he called 911 for himself. After 2 days in the hospital, he was back to riding his motorcycle and working with his horses 7 days later, while he was healing from multiple skull fractures. Aaron is now married and the father of 7 beautiful children, two of which were born on the same date as his attempt. One 5 months after his attempt on the 21st, and one 4 years later exactly to the date of his attempt, both girls. Aaron has been a small business owner since and has still done the same technician job he has done since 1993. He plays the bass and the guitar, sings and is learning to play drums. He performs from time to time in a friend's country band as well as his own rock band. He enjoys cooking and baking for his family and sees that as part of his gift of being a father. He also enjoys sharing his love for motorcycles and taking his older girls on motorcycle rides, teaching them to work on cars and their bicycles, and spending time with family. Thank you, Aaron. Trish and Travis. Trish. Both of you together. Trish wears silver beads to honor military and first responders lost by suicide. In April 2002, while she was in active duty in the Air Force, Trish lost her sister Stephanie to suicide. Trish also wears orange beads for the loss of her sister. Her sister had just turned 17 2 days prior. This day changed her life and world forever. Trying to cope with her death and the war on terrorism was difficult. The only way to make it through was taking it one day at a time. Her sister was one of a kind. She could make you laugh on your worst day. They were like night and day, but still one and the same. Today she walks in memory of her sister and all of those who have lost their lives by suicide. She honors her many service members and their sacrifice and service to our country, and the many soldiers that have died by suicide while serving our country. Today, hair in the mouth, makes it hard to talk. Today she walks as a survivor, and for all survivors, together we can make a difference. Travis also joins us wearing silver beads. Travis works for the VA in the suicide prevention department, is that correct? And works to prevent suicide among our veteran population. He wears silver beads to honor how many soldiers lost by suicide each year? He wears silver beads to honor the 22 soldiers a day that we lose by suicide. We have lost more soldiers by suicide than we have in active combat. Thank you. And last but not least, joining us here on stage is Kevin. Kevin has been working in the mental health field for over 25 years. He wears blue beads today to represent his continuous support and compassion for all those touched by suicide and mental disorders. Over these years, he has seen and heard many struggles of people coping with mental illness. He has witnessed firsthand the grief of families and friends who have lost a loved one to suicide. The ongoing struggle of survivors is made more complicated by the stigma of suicide in our society. We need to break this stigma. 90% of people who die by suicide have a diagnosable mental illness at the time of their death. The brain, an organ in our bodies, can get sick just like any other organ in our bodies. We need to change the way we think about and talk about mental illness and to hope and support those in need. Let's continue to drive the conversation and educate others to help save lives. These courageous people representing our dedication and commitment and our strength as a community, no matter how dark life may seem for those struggling with mental illness or addiction, light of hope is always present. Thank you for indulging us while we go through that. We will start the opening ceremony in any minute now. And I think all our people are already over here.